You want to get better at sniping at Fortnite. That's why you clicked on the video. You saw the thumbnail, you read the title. Now you're here. Let's get into class, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we're gonna go over a couple of tips and tricks here. I am not a 100% bona fide expert when it comes to sniping, but I'm not half bad at it either. If you've seen my streams on Twitch or you've seen a couple of my other videos here on YouTube, you might have seen a couple of sniper compilations here and there. They're not half bad. Go check them out if you haven't. Before we get into the lesson, thank you guys for coming out. If you at any point enjoy anything in this video, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, come hang out more often. Let me know if you guys like anything about the tips and tricks. Let me know if I missed something. But with that being said, let's get into this. Obviously, like every gun inside of Fortnite, your color is going to determine how much damage you do. Here's going to be the listings of all the damage that each color sniper does, from green all the way to gold right here. All right, that being said, let's get to the actual specifics behind sniping itself. So, Fortnite's unique in a sense that it has bullet drop in every single game mode. There are a couple games out there that don't have it in every game mode. It's a little bit more of like a you point and you shoot, you hit your snipe shot. However, when it comes to Fortnite, bullet drop is a huge aspect of their game. So, let's talk about the grid system on the scope itself. When you scope in, the first thing you see is this. On here, you have your crosshair, your first line, your second line, your third line, your fourth line, your fifth line, your sixth line. You're never going to go all the way down to the bottom, right? Ever. Biggest thing that affects it is incline. So whether you're like this, or if your opponent is a certain distance away from you. The farther the distance, the more likely for the bullet drop to occur. So that's something you got to keep in mind when it comes to sniping inside of Fortnite. Usually if you're on the top of an incline, you should be fine. You don't have to adjust for bullet drop because you're shooting at a more of a straight trajectory down the line. For example, take a look at this clip right here. Since the opponent was at the bottom of the hill, I didn't have to adjust for bullet trajectory. I didn't have to go up. I didn't have to lower my scope at all. I just was able to take the crosshair, pin it onto where I wanted to shoot, and boom, knock him out real quick. Not bad. In some cases where you're at the bottom of the hill, you may have to adjust here and there. You have to raise the scope up a little bit, but it shouldn't be anything too crazy. Now, where it gets a little wonky, you may say, is ranging your distance for a shot. For example, if your opponent is within, I would say, less than 100 meters, usually you don't have to go anywhere except for the crosshairs themselves. Right there, just boom, crosshair. But as your opponent is farther away, if you're trying to hit for a headshot or even just a simple body shot, you may need to adjust your level of scoping. For example, take a look at this clip right here. Now, I was able to hit the opponent with a crosshair shot. However, if I raised it up just a little bit, I would have been able to get a headshot off of that shot. That being said, when you're trying to shoot for a long distance opponent, you want to adjust it to a certain point. What I've learned is that if you're trying to shoot for someone who's about 100 to 150 meters away, if you're trying to hit for a headshot or even just a simple body shot, you don't have to go to that first string on the crosshairs. What you actually should be aiming for is probably either halfway beneath the bottom or halfway down the bottom crosshair, or at the very bottom of that crosshair. You'll probably hit a body shot or you're bound to hit a headshot. Take a look at this clip right here. So, this all being said and done, what if, Michael, they're at a 200, 237? Well, quite simple, actually. You just lower, or you just raise your scope just a little bit more. You don't ever go past the first crosshair mark underneath the original crosshairs. The reason being is because it's just there for design and looks. It's not actually meant for some crazy amazing shot. Now, granted, you may be able to hit some insane shot with it, but I don't know if your enemy is actually going to render in at that distance. That's kind of more shooting in the dark. Quick little recap as far as bullet drop goes. You're never going to go past the first line underneath the crosshairs. You have to be able to adjust accordingly for the distance as well as your incline or decline of your hill. Now remember, if you're shooting towards a decline, you don't have to worry about it so much. Next section. Leading your shot is key when it comes to sniping. A lot of other games, you can just take a shot at an opponent and it'll hit them no matter where your crosshair is. Oh yeah, that's not true. It has to be directly on the person. However, in Fortnite, if you line up your crosshairs perfectly and you're like, oh yes, he's moving, but I'm gonna shoot him, and you shoot, you're gonna miss them. You're gonna miss your opponent. You're gonna take the shot. It's gonna go 2 miles behind them. And the reason being is because Fortnite takes into actual physics the fact that your bullet was shot at a specific point, but the opponent kept moving. So you have to lead your shot. What do I mean by lead your shot? You're trying to get your opponent to walk into your bullet. The way I do it is similar to this clip right here. You'll see that my crosshair is actually a good half a centimeter in front of the opponent, maybe about an inch in front of the opponent. Your goal is to shoot that bullet in front of them, make them walk into it. And the reason this actually works is because your opponent may not know you're coming. So you want to usually be that distance when you're trying to lead a shot. That being said, I'm pretty decent at hitting them when they're crouch walking. I'm pretty decent when they're just walking. However, if they're running, it varies between your speed of your opponent. You have to lead at different lengths, which means you need to essentially predict where they're at. Take a look at this clip right here. You'll see this guy is moving, and I know he's moving. I know which way he's moving, but I need to get the crosshair in front of him if I want him to walk into my bullet. Granted, they could have that opportunity of like, oh, I'm gonna turn this way, oh, I'm gonna crouch, oh, it throws you off. It happens. Leading into my next tip, don't over hesitate on the shot. What I'm talking about is you have the scope in on them, you're following them, and you're following them, and you're following them, and then all of a sudden behind the tree and you can't even take a shot at them. Take the shot. We've heard this time and time again throughout history. You miss all the shots you don't take. That's true, especially inside of Fortnite. Don't hesitate to take the shot. Chances are you're gonna hit your shot if you take it right away. If you second guess yourself, you may still hit the shot, but you also run a greater chance of missing it. It's kind of a impulsive shooting technique, kind of. You see the target, you line it up, you shoot it as quick as you can to see if you hit them. If you don't, adjust just very instinctively after the fact. That's a lot of what it comes down to, is a little bit of an instinctive shooting technique. Now, that being said, you're never gonna get good with a sniper if you don't practice, unless you are some amazing gaming god expert and you can just be proficient in every single weapon ever, no matter what. Then sure, you don't really have to worry about practicing with a gun. But if you're like the rest of us normal human beings on the planet we call Earth, you have to practice your shots, all right? You're never gonna learn it if you just do it once or twice. You pick up a sniper and then you do it and you're like, it didn't work, Michael, why didn't it work? You have to practice your shots. Guys, I can gauge an opponent's at 237 meters out from me, and I can gauge what line to hit him at, how far I need to lead the bullet. But I did not learn that overnight. I've been playing this game for about 4 years now, since it came out. This was way before I was streaming, way before I was recording. But this is not just something you're going to learn and pick up and get right away. It might be. If you are, congratulations. I'm very proud of you. If it's not, welcome to the group where we have to practice it. And as a matter of fact, if you guys are looking to practice, one of the best ways to do it is A, inside of the lobby while you're waiting for the game to start, where all the guns are laid out. B, Fortnite did this great thing where they gave us chickens. We can shoot chickens. Yes, it's vendetta against chickens. Or now, new and improved, they're releasing IO guards as they drill through the map. So as the IO bots come out of the map, go to one of their outposts, take them on, just from a distance, work on your headshots, work on your body shots, work on leading. Long story short, snipers are a great tool when it comes to Fortnite fighting. You're long distance, you're a little bit safer, you don't run the risk of getting slammed by an SMG or an AR like we are nowadays. Despite all the tactical advantages, sniping is just so much fun inside of Fortnite. Whether you're hitting a headshot, breaking the shields, or you're down to the opponent officially, it's just so fun and satisfying to complete that shot. That being said, guys, if you enjoyed this whatsoever, please be sure to hit that thumb button, push us through the algorithm, help us get out to more people, help them as well. Let me know what you think helped you the most down below in the comment section. If you want to see more, YouTube thinks this is a video that you're really going to enjoy. If you want to see more than that, hit that subscribe button and you'll be able to see when our next video comes out. That being said, guys, I love you, and as always, stay on point.